You all already?
Yeah, I got a couple of sauces for this. This here's the right kind of shades for it.
Außerhalb eines Kreises von Eingeweihten, für die der Rock der Sümpfe keine Geheimnisse hat, ist Tony Joe White in Frankreich eher durch die Interpretation seiner Songs durch andere Sänger bekannt. Polk Salad Annie von Elvis Presley gesungen, aber vor allem die gegenwärtigen Erfolge von Tina Turner. Wir trafen Tony Joe bei ihm zu Hause in Franklin, Tennessee, einige Kilometer von Nashville entfernt. Als wir ihn aufforderten, sich über den Swamp Rock, den berühmten Rock der Sümpfe, zu äußern, antwortete er nicht, sondern führte er uns auf einen Nebenarm des Mississippi, in Tunica, um angeln zu gehen. Ein kleiner Ausflug von 1000 Kilometern hin und zurück. Es ist so, als ob man mit dem Auto von Hamburg nach München fahren würde, nur um ein paar Weißwürste zu essen. Unterwegs haben wir seine Lieblingsrestaurants, mehrere Angelgeschäfte und einige garantiert echte Südstaatler entdeckt. Vor allem aber spürten wir, wie der Mythos zur Realität wird.
Highway 61, sleepy little town, down by the Mississippi River. I'm gonna lay out on a houseboat till my hide turns brown. I ain't gonna move till the evening sun goes down. Fried chicken to go when they got live bait for sale.
Back even before folks settled in, it was like a song called Soul Francisco. And it was like a hit in Paris. And the press, the media, everybody over started calling my music swamp rock, swamp blues, because I was from Louisiana down on the delta end, kind of the swampy country up through there. So I would call it a mixture between blues and rock, you know, if you had to really pinpoint. But swamp is a good enough. This is called the swamp. It's like the basement at my house. This is where I wrote, worked through the years, music plays. The swamp. Studio anywhere in the world, I couldn't look up on the wall and see a fish or some of my old guns or the old Indian's backyard, Tina even, you know. So it's, yeah, all of this is an inspiration because I've cut some good demos down here through the years, and people, even Tina Turner told me that I should release my demo and not go to the studio. So I started paying attention to the simplicity, the way that the realness of it sounds. It's a special place.
Jaguar man, Jaguar man, Jaguar man, Jaguar man. I like nice clothes.
Simplicity. It's a way of life, period. Because if it gets real complicated and you get things going every which way, then you don't really take time to enjoy anything. You know, you just scatter. So like, if you want to go fishing, you just have a simple boat and a simple truck and you go fishing. But a lot of my friends have these huge bass boats with radar and televisions on them and depth finders and all this shit, you know, and it's like, by the time they get it all plugged up on the river, the sun's already way up high and going down the other side. So simplicity works for life too, yeah. I've just always fished, you know, all my life when I was little. It's just the quietness, getting out in a little boat and in the water and sitting there watching your cork or your fly or your lure you're throwing, and to see that thing get hit all of a sudden and a big bass hits it, you know, it's exciting. Plus it kind of clears my mind and opens up new channels when I come back from a fishing trip. Usually I have a song idea or something like that a lot of times. So fishing's real important.
Wow.
That's the crappie. That's the good eating. Just put them on top of that beer back there, Charlie. Can you grab him like this?
On the river fishing, or dreaming of a trip on an old freight train. I feel so doggone lazy. I leave my get up and go, I've done got wrong. Today I just can't get it on. I will give you some fever, and you'll be wondering if you're you.
Über Musik nur zu reden ist fade. Deshalb haben wir Tony Joe überredet, nach Muscle Shoals, Alabama, zurückzukehren, um nur für uns mit seinen alten Kumpeln David Hood und Roger Hawkins einige seiner Songs.
You know, just hanging out, and I really like the town, and I like the way the guys, the rhythm sections played down there. They're like white boys playing R&B, you know, and had a different little sound. I like it.
Moonlight out on the water, the salty air touching my skin. Walking with a barefoot woman on the Padre Island sand. She was golden brown, her hair shine just like silver. The words left unspoken, there was something strong there between us. Crowd down in Lamaison fill the arena with their cheers. Blood flowed in the hot afternoon. They sit and laugh and drink their beer. Her face was just like stone. She left her heart unguarded. I felt so hard for her down by the border. face was just like stone. She left her heart unguarded. I feel so hard for her down by the border.
Is there anything special about this song? Because you really seem to like that song.
Down by the Border? Yeah, I like that song a lot. It's about, it was the first time me and Leanne ever had a date. It was our first date, really. We went down to Mexico to a bullfight. It was the first time I'd fell in love, I guess. I was born down in Louisiana, close to the Mississippi and Arkansas line that's called the Delta. A little place called Oak Grove, Louisiana. Small, real small place. Well, the childhood was growing up like my dad had a cotton farm, and we all picked cotton and chopped cotton, worked, and then we had a garden for raising vegetables, and we had a river to go swimming in, and you know, we was real poor, but everybody had a good time. You know, it's like we didn't need nothing else. We had plenty of food and hard work, and it was okay. I'm part Cherokee, and I've just always really believed in Indian people and the way they live. So. Had 5 sisters and 1 brother, mother and daddy, and they all played. And every night, everybody, that's what you did for entertainment. People broke out a guitar, a piano, or something, and they all played and sang. And they played most of gospel music like that. And I didn't really care much about music till I heard Lightning Hopkins. I was 16. My brother brought home an album by Lightning Hopkins one time when I was 16. And I heard that, and it just turned just a man with his guitar, and he had his foot on a Coke box, a wooden Coke box, and it was beautiful. When I finished high school, it was just like, it's time to move on, you know, and everybody knew that I was going to take off. There was no choice, you know, the music, I had to go play the music.
I know that I should have never walked out the door, because I love you even more than before. Well, I remember hearing you say that I would walk right back to you someday, yeah. I came home from Texas one time after Polk Salad Annie.
was a big hit in America. And my dad said, he said, you know, I've been hearing your record on the radio a lot. I said, yeah. He said, it sounds good. And I said, well, thanks. He said, but what are you doing for a living? He said, how are you feeding your family? He said, you need to get a job. You know? I said, this is my job, Dad. He goes, no, a real job, you know.
Got your good granny. Everybody said it was a shame. Cause her mama was a wicked on a chain gang. Suck a little boots. No, I need me a mess of it.
Folks Salad Annie. I still think that's one of the perfect records that's ever been cut. You know? Just perfect. When you listen to it, there's not a flaw in it anywhere, you know. And it's all Tony Joe.
How do you write songs?
Well, sometimes, you know, a title or a line will come to me. Sometimes a guitar lick will come to me. And then I'll just let it simmer for a while. And then all of a sudden it gets to be in my head more, and I'll come out here and crank me up a fire and get my guitar and a few cold beers and just sit here and kind of wait on it, you know. I couldn't just sit down and write a song. It has to kind of come by me.
Push me on the chorus there.
Do you have a garter belt? Would you wear stockings? Do you have a garter belt? Would you wear stockings?
Do you have a garter belt? It's a real thing, because I love stockings and a garter belt on a woman, you know. I always have them, even when I was 15 or 16 years old. I'd see a picture in a magazine or something with a garter belts, and it was like a big thing to me, and still is. So it's a little bit kinky to write a song about it, but it's the truth.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
What about Undercover Agent for the Blues? How did you get that idea?
Well, it started out with the Blues Brothers gave me the blues. Because Dan Aykroyd, the Blues Brothers were playing in Memphis, and Dan Aykroyd had come out the house with all the Blues Brothers. We'd had a good party and everything, and they had such a good energy. Then when they left, it was just so sad, and so I came up with that title. That was like, what, 15 years ago in Memphis?
Almost, yeah.
And then all of a sudden I started thinking about how they looked like agents, and it came into Undercover Agent for the Blues. And that was the one of my thought, that's really a good title.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
My lover, still working undercover. Woman knew all of the moves. stomping, we were barefoot stomping. She just kept igniting my fuse. I was blinded by the blackness of a long silk stocking, rocking with an optical illusion. This ain't how I thought it'd be. She just kept on keeping me in a state of total confusion. She took me for a ride, rattled me down to my shoes. Oh, I found out she was an undercover agent for the blues. Never really needed love on the direction of just an innocent bystander. She kept on getting canky, hook, line, and sinker on. Just too hard to handle. She took me by storm. Must have been a season for the fool. She was so bad, undercover agent for the blues. I was blinded by the blackness of a long silk stocking, rocking with an optical illusion. This ain't how I thought it'd be. She just kept on keeping me in a state of total confusion. She took me for a ride, rattled me down to my shoes. She was so bad, undercover agent for the blues. Oh, I found out she was an undercover agent for the blues. Yeah, yeah. Oh, Lord.
Cool.
That's a simple way of putting it, but it's it is. It's the same man singing the same song about the good and the bad times, and the woman he wants and the woman he's got and the woman he can't get rid of, you know. So Tony Joe, I mean, he knows how to go just to the roots. He really just got to get down there and just really, and he knows, you know, like when you get a song, and you write a song, and you sing it, there should be a picture in your mind. There just shouldn't be any doubt, and there's never any doubt what Tony Joe's talking about.
I believe that I can make it now, Lord. I feel I belong. Out of the rain, out of the rain,
William Jennings came to Memphis one time, about 1975, came to my home. He had found us in a closet out in Phoenix, Arizona, and he likes Telecasters. And he said, "I've got this old guitar in my car." He said, "I don't like it, would you take it?" And he showed me this. I went, oh man, it's like finding a rare diamond, you know, 1958. Never been touched hardly.
No, not then I wasn't.
All right, just into the little groove. This guitar here is one that Mark Knopfler found for me. There was this guy up in Leeds, England. He made 9 of these guitars. And Knopfler has 2. And he found me one the guy sold him, and he gave it to me. And they're just beautiful sounding guitars. There's no more like them in the world. So I was in his studio in London one time, and I played. It was one sitting there, and I played it, and I said, "Oh man, that's a beautiful sound. I want to buy one." He said, "Well, you can't." The guy only made 9 guitars, and then he started painting like an artist. And I said, "Oh man, I've got to find one." So a few months later, Roger Davis and Tina Turner came over from America, and she brought Mark Center, the guitar, with her. He had found me one and bought it from this guy. He wouldn't let me pay him. It's a rare gift.
As far as Tony is concerned, it was one of the things that makes me really happy was that I managed to get his demos. We had these demos and playing them on the plane, and I thought a cassette of Tony's stuff, and I thought Tina.
Coming from the body.
I heard his music. Oh, God, it was so great. I rang my mother and I said, "Mo, you cannot believe some of the songs I received." Did the same thing with my mother. That's why I'm speaking about my mother. He wrote back from that period, his expressions and all. We got on terrific.
Memphis, Tennessee. Tony Joe hat einige Jahre hier gelebt. Aber seit seiner Abreise hat sich die Stadt sehr verändert. Besonders das berühmte Viertel von Beale Street, aus dem eine Fußgängerzone geworden ist. An diesem Tag brauchte Tony wirklich ein paar neue Schuhe. Und es gelang uns schließlich, seinen Lieblingsladen zu finden.
I know it. In fact, my hat's about wore out, and my shoes about wore out. 3/8 is the biggest of my head. No. This is the off big.
You want to go upstairs and take a look?
Yeah, let's look around. And these boys, they want to look around to buy them some snake shoes anyway.
Come around. Show Tony Joe some shoes. All the leather shoes will be over there.
Yeah. All these are gators up here.
All of the alligators. Carl will show you everything. He can tell you about everything that's over here.
That's Elizabeth.
Yeah. This is a these here are so comfortable it makes these feel tight. I don't know, it feels like my toes hitting right there. It's a good looking shoe.
Broke the drum out of the closet, tuned up the bass and we hit a knee. Hawk on the hood, big motor running, little Stevie windows on the B3. 7 long years now, needing to ease my soul. And I was sweat in the room on the return muscle show. We go to town and circles and everything to see who is hanging out. With you, we're both stuck out the window. You don't care if it all hangs out. 'Cause when you feel good, ooh, mama, you feel good. Everything is gonna be right, 'cause it's Saturday night.
Nashville has gotten almost like an assembly line for cars. You know how Detroit has the cars, they turn out the song. And Nashville seems to be hooked on like songs, little cute hook lines, and they turn them out every week, one after the other, and no one remembers them in 1 year. It's like they have to watch it, or sometimes your music gets stale that way. He'll come out and move them for you. If someone wants your record, they should be allowed to get it without any political interference with radio airplay or putting such and such record store a certain way out front and all that, you know. Seems like to me it ought to be a little easier than that if someone wants to buy your record. The blues, to me, is just when a person just sits down and just by itself, and there's no drums, no nothing. And then sometimes the guy would pick himself up a little bit, and that's blues in a way, but it makes you kind of smile, you know.
There's a cool wind blowing downtown tonight. Whoa, I'm all alone, just walking around. I don't feel right. I'm so used to feeling warm, having you hanging on my arm. I can't believe it just cut me loose. You're gonna look good in blues. They still got a cool band in the little club we used to go. But I don't feel the dance tonight. I'm just too low. Well, I give it all I had. You say, baby, well, that's too bad. But you'll have to pay the dues. You're gonna look good in blues. Gonna look good in blues.
I like the playing very much. The economy of the playing and everything. But I like the whole approach that it was. He hadn't messed it up, covered it up with a lot of different things. It was just the guitar and the harmonica and so on and so forth. And so that was it. It was just really just fell in love with the simplicity of it and the approach. I really liked it. And then you come somehow, you get a feeling from that music that he's a good man. Just somehow you get a feeling, that feeling.
Back in the real world, no dreams, no plans. Keeping a low profile, just getting by the best I can. But you can't kick a heart around, leave it in pieces on the ground. Baby, it's gonna catch up with you, and you'll look good in blues. Gonna look good in blues.
I just feel like my singing and my writing and my guitar, all of it is just one thing. And if one of those is out, not right, then it's not, none of it's right. So it all has to be right. The voice, the guitar, and the words. And then it's a song.
He knows what he wants, and a lot of times it's like a needle in a haystack. I'm just trying to guess what he wants, so I'll have to write 100 lyrics, 100 lines. And then sometimes I believe in the lines, so I fight for it. Usually that's the best line.
Yeah, like the song Caterwauling Alley in Nice. She had that. We'd done a tour. Joe Cocker and I were on tour over there. We were playing in Nice, and we came away from that town, and Leanne had this. She wanted to write a song called Caterwauling Alley in Nice, which was by our hotel room. These cats were screaming all night long, you know, in the alley. I said, no, nobody wants to hear nothing about no caterwauling cats, you know. She just kept staying with it and said, yeah, we'll write this one.
daylight come too soon. Somewhere I hear a woman's laughter floating up from the street, and I already feel like a morning after. Now this caterwauling release. Bloodshot eyes, distortion on this topless beach. No place to run, and the rocks they bruise her feet. Little doll is thrown from the window. The princess rests in her bel air suite. Things fall the way they ought to. Now this caterwauling in
these. I figured it all out. Tony Joe ain't laid back. He's just lazy. I took him one time and I said, let's do some tours together. So I even came to Memphis and got him in a Learjet and took off with him. Well, we worked around and was out on the road for about 3 weeks. And, you know, when I go somewhere, I usually go first class, and he did too. And, but Tony Joe, I mean, here I am. We stay in the finest hotels, and we don't have to travel over 300 miles in between. Got fine buses to ride in, so we did about 3 weeks, and I came back, and so we was going to take 2 weeks off. And after we got 2 weeks off, went back, and I said, come on, Tony, let's go back to work. And he says, oh, no, that's way too hard. I said, I can't take that. I mean, listen to that. I mean, I ain't kidding you. I mean, you know, like, I don't know what it was, but I mean, the rest of us made it fine, but here's Tony Joe. Oh, no, Knobs, I can't do it. Lazy is what he is.
Said goodbye to the cotton patches. Left my sack out in the field. Caught a midnight ride down to Natchez under the hill. Fell in with some bad companions with no regard for the law. We were under the impression it was above it all. There were hard times, but the truth was plain. We were one step from the coldness of the chain. My daddy was a quiet person. He was a farmer. Played the guitar in the morning, sometime at night. The years caught up with him and Mama. The old home place was falling down. I had come into a little money, bought a place in town. But the city life and the farm is not the same. I knew he felt the coldness of the chain. It may be that freedom is just an illusion, always dangling just out of reach. I have come to the conclusion I can't change the way it was meant to be. There don't seem to be no way around it. It's hard to set the spirit free. I've tried to fly, but still I'm grounded by reality. How can this be? And I can feel it in the air like a distant rain. I'm one step from the coldness of the chain. Kept our spirits high. We could let the music out, and it's alright, baby, we're booking way down south.